So last fall, I stood in front of a classroom for the very first time at Anne Arundel Community College as an adjunct professor. It's my very first time teaching, and I was irrationally confident. What I hadn't considered is that 18 and 19-year-olds are really intimidating. They do not smile politely at you. They don't fake laugh at your jokes. They just sit there and stare at you. So on the first day of class, I wanted to, number one, break the ice, but number two, not mispronounce any names. And so I referenced the Key and Peele AA Run skit. Completely blank faces. They claimed they had never even heard of it. So it comes to grading homework. And these students are not just skipping the reading assignments, they're also outsourcing their homework to ChatGPT. And now I'm an AI detective. Not something I imagined doing. I had one student turn in an assignment with the emojis that ChatGPT uses when it's trying to sound friendly. Can you imagine turning in a college-level assignment with a smiley face? That happened. I also caught another student because I also copied the prompt, pasted it into ChatGPT, and came out with the exact same thing that he had turned in. Same sentence, same structure, same everything. Now, my favorite one, though, is the student who seemingly deliberately tried to start misspelling words. I guess they thought that if it was sloppy, I wouldn't recognize it as AI. And listen, I know I'm teaching finance, not phonics, but I knew. Very creative, but I absolutely knew. Now, the thing that really surprised me the most was that these students were not just wrestling with AI, they were also really wrestling with each other. I had some extroverts in the class, but a lot of the students struggled to even make eye contact with each other. And maybe that shouldn't surprise us because these are kids who went to high school during COVID on Zoom. They were comfortable using a chat box to have a conversation, but sitting in a classroom full of strangers, that probably wasn't too comfortable for them. The mental gymnastics of teaching this class, I have fears myself, because how do I relate to students who think that Stranger Things is classic television? Started in 2016, by the way. Not that old. I had one extrovert student who I loved dearly, but she would actually question everything that I said live in class. She would challenge my math, Google my examples, and I loved her, but it was really challenging being graded on my teaching while I was doing it live. Now, the irony of all of this is that the stories that I'm telling you today I actually outlined using ChatGPT. The very same homework helper that my students used, I used as well. Yes, even this slide. ChatGPT actually created all of the artwork for this presentation. So if you can't beat the robots, you might as well put them to work for you, right? So my favorite story of the semester is of a student who had to give his presentation on the final day of class, and he had spent the entire semester sitting in the back row. So as he's walking up to the front of class, he reaches into his pocket, pulls out his phone, and answers it, and has a full, loud, very bold conversation in front of the entire class, like he's in his living room. And the best part is that he ends the call by saying, "Hey bro, yeah, I gotta go, about to give a presentation." Hangs up, and then turns around like nothing ever happened, like this was totally normal. So what I learned from teaching is that you've got to really embrace the mess, that it's gonna be all, oh, hold on. Oh, hey. Yeah, no, I'm at Ignite. No, I've got 700 people staring at me. Yeah, I gotta go. So, my first semester was messy, it was chaotic, sometimes it was absurd. But I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to teach at the #1 community college in the United States. And to do that in front of students who, if nothing else, are brave, creative, and innovative. Thank you.